Okay, let me zoom in here for everybody. Try to hold camera steady. There we go. Digital delay with mod for the change the milliseconds to a dotted quarter note delay. It's close enough. You see the feedback, the mix. The depth is low, the mod speed's high. Line 6, if you're watching this video, please change the mod speed and depth parameters so you can get a lot less, so that you don't get too much depth. There's way too much depth at the high end. You never need to use that. I don't know who would use so much depth going full blast on that. Mod speed, they need to increase the range and let the mod speed go higher. So there's that. Now, for the big chords, there we go, nice and clear. Classic distortion, drive, bass, filter, treble. Change your output based on your guitar. As you saw in the video here, I had a little trouble with one of the presets where I had too much output. So that's an important parameter there. You want to balance your levels throughout the effect chain. There's the classic distortion. Now let's go to the Touch Me riff. Screamer. Yeah, let's go to this. So now we're on the Touch Me riff. There's very low drive. You don't have to use the Screamer. You could probably use the boost comp also with the drive up a little bit. So don't feel that this is the only way to do it. If you could choose so many different effects in here, and depending on how you change these parameters, you get the same tone. So there is no one way to build these presets. I use the Screamer, but I think the boost comp would work just fine. You'll just have different settings. Then there's the first digital delay, the 8th note delay, the feedback. I tried to get just one repeat. Okay, let's go to the next one. There's the dotted 8th note delay and the mix. Notice the mix. Mix isn't too high. It probably could be a little lower. Here's the digital delay, dotted 8th, no mod, one repeat, just one quick repeat, not too high in the mix. And the mix should be, on those two, should be lower than the mix on this one, because this is the delay that's carrying the rhythm. This is the quarter note delay, as we discussed. Notice the mix is higher, feedback's higher. So those other two delays are riding on top of this one to get that nice little triple bounce. Okay, now let's move to the pitch. The pitch shift. I put a Screamer in front of it. I probably had a little too much output before. So there are the settings, so adjust accordingly, but that gets you started. Drive high, bass middle, treble, tone, output. Okay. You can use a different distortion model here to drive model here. It doesn't have to be the Screamer. I think what's most important is the long delay and the pitch glide. So you pitched up the octave twice, up 24. There's 12 units to each octave, so that 24 means 2 octaves up. The mix, I still have some dry signal in there. Then we move to the next one, which is the reverse delay, which gives it some nice texture. 438 milliseconds. I was trying to set this at the same one as the next delay, the quarter note delay. So that should be 441, 442, something. It should be a quarter note delay at the BPM of your song. You could set that to a quarter note if you're using your tap function. There's your feedback, your mix, your depth, your mod speed. Mix is not all the way up, notice. Okay, and then we're going to go here to the digital mod delay, which is the main delay. Lots of feedback, quarter note delay. That should be about 440, 441 actually. Mod speed up, depth down. I've got some modulation in here. The mix is up high, so it really bounces and comes through. It actually washes out. You don't really need the reverse delay. I think that the reverse delay is less important than the heavy quarter note delay, but it adds a nice touch. So the reverse delay you don't necessarily have to have. Or you can just use the reverse delay and put more mix in it and not use this delay. And there you have it. The Line 6 unit's a good unit. There's Beautiful Day. I'll probably try to do another tutorial eventually on how I find these tones, but frankly, all it is flipping through every single effect to see what I like, and then after I choose of a macro basis which of all the effects I like to use, then I narrow it down by playing around for about 15-20 minutes with all the knobs and hone in on the final version of it. And then you mix and match. Takes a little time. That probably took 2 hours to put all that together. Now I had a head start because I had already done it on my Axe FX, so I'm familiar with what I'm looking for. Might take you a little longer, but with some effort and some time, you too can get, you can get any tone for U2 on this device. You can't get elevation real well, but you can get it pretty good. And you can get mysterious ways. I've seen some people do it. I haven't tried, but you can come really close on a couple of them. It might not be perfect, but it's a great all-around unit. And this amp plug, Vox amp plug right there. Wow, what a device. Great stuff. There you go. Thanks for watching. More to come.